Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Skunk River Radio, country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen at skunkriverradio.com, download the app, listen on Alexa by saying, "Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn." Skunk River Radio will also be available on Google Assistant in the near future. You can listen to me, Steve Shuttler, each weekday morning from 6 a.m. to noon, and listen to The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, online radio for country music from 1990 to 2010. The Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney presents the Faster Horses with opening act Neva Alden in concert Friday, July 18th at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. The Faster Horses are your one-stop shop for both kinds of music, country and western. If you like high-energy 90s-style country music, you're gonna love the Faster Horses. And Neva Alden is one of the best up-and-comers on the Iowa country music scene. And don't forget about the third annual fair kickoff cook-off on Saturday, July 12th. It'll be here before you know it. The concert at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney on Friday, July 18th.
I'm not a fan of swimming in farm ponds because of what's lurking under the water. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. If you've ever met an antisocial snapping turtle, you'll know what I mean, as you're living the country life.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts. Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at successful_farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at successful_farming.
My aunt and uncle have a beautiful pond that is a welcoming family gathering place. We love to fish, but aren't quite brave enough to swim in it thanks to the snapping turtles that wouldn't hesitate to take a nip at us. We have noticed that some of the bass had bites taken out of them. Bob Pierce is an extension fisheries and wildlife specialist at the University of Missouri and says sometimes turtles will eat fish. However, common snappers are basically lazy and are more apt to feed on slower moving and sick fish. Human fingers and toes are generally not part of their diet, but Pierce says you'll keep your digits by steering clear.
They certainly defend themselves, particularly if they're taken out of water. They tend to be very vigorous in their defense, and they'll bite. When they're in water, they're not nearly as aggressive, and they kind of want to hide and escape rather than vigorously defend themselves. So that's one of their behavior traits, that if you're in the water, chances are they're not going to come nip at you.
If you think you have an overpopulation of snappers, Pierce says you can bait them on a hook or set a trap. They're easily caught in shallow areas near beds of aquatic plants or under overhanging banks, stumps, or other types of cover. One of the best ways to trap them is with a hoop net that sits underwater.
The turtle walks into the large cylinder at one end and can't get out. It's just a behavior. They're not going to back out. The type of trap that you just set and you hope turtles fall into it, like they walk up and drop in, those won't be any good for snapping turtles.
The best time to catch them is during spring, summer, or fall. While snappers are in hibernation, they can be taken from old muskrat holes, under old logs, and in soft-bottomed waterways. Learn more about snapping turtles at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the country life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.